Check, check.
It's time for the Nathan Brown Show, live from Walk-On's Sports Bistreaux in Conway on 106.7 Buzz 2.
Bears looking to double pass here. Kylan James with time has an opportunity downfield. Caught. Gerard Barnes is off to the races. 20, 10, 5. The Bears are the best in America at the running back pass per touchdowns.
Over the next hour, Coach Brown and Bears broadcaster Justin Acri will recap previous games, highlight outstanding performances, and look ahead to what's next for Central Arkansas football.
Returnable from the 17. Richmond across the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's got one man to beat. He's down the sideline. He's into the end zone for the second time this year.
The Nathan Brown Show is presented by Walk-On Sports Bistreaux in Conway and broadcasted live at their location at 955 South Amity Road. And also brought to you in part by HD Roofing and Construction, Highland Dairy, La Quinta Inn and Suites Conway, Moix RV, and Fairfield Inn and Suites.
They're going to bring some pressure, it looks like. They're going to hand it off. The Bears go off the right side. And there he goes. Tail at midfield, 40, 35-30, slips a tackle, 25-20, 10, 5, pylon, and yes, touchdown, Central Arkansas. Darius Hale.
Now let's head to Walk-Ons and join Nathan Brown and Justin Acri.
Play action. McElvain, pressure coming, throwing outside. Wide open again, Kylan James. Touchdown, Central Arkansas, 18 yards. And there are Bears running wild all over Southern Utah.
All right, welcome in tonight for the Nathan Brown Show. Justin Acri and the coach here at Walk-Ons in Conway. Great to be with you. And, Coach, you had a lot of guys running open in the first half and a game that turned out to be pretty dramatic, 29-27. And I guess if it was easy, everybody would do it. But congratulations, another win. You guys stay perfect in conference play. And anywhere you can escape with a victory, you got to feel good about it.
Yeah, I think that was, obviously goal number one was to come out of there with a win. And obviously we were fortunate enough to do that. We left some meat on the bone. There's no doubt about it. The elements were stacked against us. The trip was stacked against us. Obviously, we talked about the elevation all week with our players. We thought we took the proper precautions. Looking back, I wouldn't change a thing we did. I thought we were prepared. We started fast. But look, we were playing in their environment, and that's a tough place to play. I told our team and our staff on Sunday that team's going to be a tough out, especially out there. Teams go and play them for the rest of the year, and I think they've got some talent, and they've obviously played well all year. They've just haven't been able to get the close ones, and so we were fortunate enough to get out there with a win for sure.
Well, winning close games certainly is the mark of a championship team, and you're going to have some games like that. I think you knew going in. You and I were talking last week, and I saw a little bit of trepidation. Not that you don't have a lot of confidence in your team, but obviously with all the factors you already talked about, and not to mention they've got a top-notch defense and some of the best individual players you're going to see this year. You knew it was not going to be an easy escape, even as easy as things were coming early.
Well, we talked about it all week as a team that this was not – look, everything was against us. And so a late kick, right? I mean, it's 7 o'clock our time when the kickoff starts. You're obviously in a foreign stadium, a foreign city to our program. First time we've been to the Cedar City to play Southern Utah. And just the altitude and the difference in the climate and the way you approach. I mean, all week last week we were practicing in 95-degree heat, and then we go to 20-mile to gust to 30-mile-per-hour wind, a rain for most of the game, and that neutralizes a lot when you get in elements like that. So yeah, this game scared me to death, and I think our guys came out fast. We came out and set the tempo, but you're right, winning a close game like that when it matters. Look, we've rolled out a lot of wins over the last couple of years, but most of those wins are double-digit wins. And so to win a game in a tight one like that, and actually Will, who we'll talk to in a minute, texted me later that night and said, Coach, that's a playoff-type win. Mm-hmm. Going and winning a game like that where your defense is on the field, they've got to make a 2-point conversion stop. They get them basically 4 and out to win the game. That's exactly what it is. That's a championship pedigree-type win.
Yeah, and if things weren't tough enough, you get the weather delay.
Oh, man.
And I will tell you that during the weather delay, we were looking for tacos, and I took a nap.
What were you doing?
I took a nap underneath the table, Coach, because I like to get my mind right when we get a break like that. You guys, on the other hand, were trying to stay hyped up and loose.
Well, and that's the tough part. When you get in a situation like that, and what goes unnoticed is Southern Utah, game 1, had about a 2-hour delay at Arizona State, so they've done it already this year. Mm-hmm. So they had a dust storm or something come through the game when they played Arizona State, and it delayed it an hour and a half to 2 hours. So anytime you're on the road and you're having to get some sort of delay or something to get you off script, I mean, that's difficult. So we sat there, we tried to figure out, keep our guys loose. We made some adjustments, we did some different things, but man, at the end of the day, you're sitting there looking at each other for an hour, and you're not able to be at your home locker room where you can change cleats. Take your pads off, dry off, do some different things. We're wet as can be. We're sitting in there soggy in a tight room. And, our guys, I thought, did a good job coming out and really handling. We thought we had to score one more time to win the game. Obviously, we would have rather that been a touchdown than a field goal. But we just wanted to get at that point. We just wanted to get out of there because, I mean, all the cards are stacked against you at that point.
No doubt. Again, 29-27 the final. And, they were obviously going to focus on stopping the run.
Yeah.
And you guys were able to come out and threw it around, and Will McElvain ended up having a career day, career high for attempts, for completions, for yards. We're going to talk to him tonight, along with TaMuarion Wilson, who had a phenomenal game as part of that great defensive effort. Interesting stat today. I started doing a little research. This is normally something I leave to Steve Owens, but you guys are one of 7 teams in the country that are top 25 in total offense and top 25 in total defense.
Yeah,
so,
it's been great.
Yeah, all 3 phases pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. I thought, 2 guys that are here tonight, I thought the first play of their offensive, we took it down to got a field goal. Great kick by Jake Gaster into the wind. We had a distance we were comfortable with, and he sliced that ball right through the wind, put it through the uprights, and then on defense we needed a quick stop to set the tone. Well, we knew they were going to get number 8 the ball. He was their playmaker. We'd heard just through our intel, through watching them on film, number 8's their kind of playmaker. TaMuarion Wilson's on one side of the hash. They run a reverse, and he runs about as fast as he can. But they do those mile per hour deals, in the NFL.
Yeah.
I promise you, he'd have been one of the highest in college football. He comes down, gets a tackle for loss for 4 yards. That set the whole tone of the game because that could have been a big play if he wasn't there.
Well, tackles for loss were a big key to this game. You guys created a lot of negative plays, and you're averaging 6.5 a game. Had more than that in this one. And let me ask you about the safeties too. And we talked to Trey last week, and obviously we talked about Cam quite a bit this year. But it seems like your safeties, especially, are making more plays around the line of scrimmage this year than normal. Is that by design, I guess, for the defense?
Well, that's a Stacks defense. I mean, look, we're gonna hang our hat with our corners playing one-on-one football, and so when you do that, you don't have a lot of safety help. They can add to the run, and so T-Bird's down around the ball a lot more. Cam Godfrey is one of the most physical pound-for-pound players probably in the country. He's around the ball a lot more at that nickel position. So, yeah, that's a Coach Stack's, attacking style defense. We're not – when I say attacking, we're not going to sit there and bring the house and blitz every play. But what we are going to do is we're going to be aggressive. And, obviously, we've got the type of players on the back end that can do that.
Coach, one of the negatives, I guess, out of this one was the 14 penalties for 147 yards, which is really unheard of by this program and under your you're coaching, and so it was just a weird day. And there were some tough calls. There were a couple of plays that were very uncharacteristic, I think, by some of your guys. Some of them were aggression plays. You had one where you guys roughed the punter. He fumbled it, and it was obviously it's easy to be aggressive in that situation. Then you had one where you hit a punt return a little early, which could have been costly late in the game, gave them better field position. But obviously a couple of tough pass interference penalties. Yeah. And then let's talk about what happened with the snap. And a lot of people are thinking, okay, what happened there? You guys call timeout. You're set up for a play. It's a short yardage situation. You guys decided to go for it. And then all of a sudden the ball is being snapped by your quarterback, which is very out of the ordinary. That hadn't really been an issue all year. So what happened from your perspective?
Well, on that play, I called a timeout. I was going to be aggressive. Our players like us being aggressive. We thought we had the right play call for that situation, and we did. We had the right play call. What we did was we ran a check with me. We had Will look to the sideline to make sure we were getting the proper look. Well, as he was looking to the sideline, all college football. If you watch college football, that it's not the NFL. They're still on a verbal cadence. It's a clap, and so on the clap, we snapped the ball, and one of their defenders clapped a few times. It got our center to jolt, and obviously Will was looking to the sideline when that happened, and so it could have been a disaster. Didn't lose the game because of it, but it was a pivotal moment. A little frustrated they missed it. That's what they're supposed to be looking for, but they said they didn't see it. I got my 2 cents in, let them know how I felt about it, and moved on.
And what's the call on that, if they call it properly?
It'd be a delay of game on them.
Okay.
Yep, delay of game on them.
All right. Well, let's hope that's not an issue going forward. But obviously a very, very challenging game this week, but it's back on the stripes, and the Bears are home for the entire month of October. Maybe the first time in school history that's ever happened. We'll talk more about the upcoming game, and we'll hear from Will McElvain and TaMuarion Wilson coming up in a bit. You're listening to the Nathan Brown Show on Buzz 2 106.7 from Walk-Ons in Conway.
La Quinta Inn and Suites in Conway at 2350 Sanders Road in Conway are proud to support our UCA Bears. La Quinta Inn and Suites, here to serve you with 67 rooms, free bright-side breakfast, free high-speed internet access, free wireless high-speed internet access, pillow-top beds, indoor swimming pool, and fitness center. Call 501-328-5100. That's 328-5100. Or find them online at laquintaconway.com. Go Bears! HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship, warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics.
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Hey, it's Houston Nutt. I'll be on Morning Mayhem every Wednesday this football season. We're going to get ready to hit that line and root on those hogs because we got the wood, y'all. And when you need a new pole barn, metal roof, or steel building, go see my friends at Reed's Metals of Benton, where you can buy direct and save online at reedsmetals.com.
Metro Towing and Recovery can handle all your towing needs. With operations all over Central Arkansas, it doesn't matter what your towing needs are, we can handle it. We can tow or haul just about anything from motorcycles to industrial equipment. No matter what your towing needs are, Metro Towing and Recovery can tow your vehicle to where it needs to go and get there safely without you having to worry about any extra damage being caused along the way. For all your towing needs, call Metro Towing and Recovery at 501-225-3974. Since 1976, that's Metro Towing and Recovery. You call and we haul.
103.7 The Buzz is proud to bring you college football talk with Mark May every Thursday morning on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, The Meat People, and by Dugan's Pub, located in the River Market.
If you have a question or comment for the head bear, send Justin a message on Twitter at JustinAcri7. Now, back to the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-On's Sports Bistreaux in Conway, 955 South Amity Road, on the Buzz Radio Network.
Play action, drop it off. Owens again. Touchdown, Central Arkansas. A stroll through Southern Utah for Jordan Owens.
All right, welcome back here to Walk-Ons, and it was great to see the tight end get in the mix the other night as part of the offensive output for Central Arkansas as the Bears get out of Southern Utah with a victory, and it was a long trip. Beautiful setting, obviously, with a mountain backdrop, Coach, and not far from Zion National Park and Bryce Canyon, a great, great setting, and it didn't seem like, to me, your team looked fatigued. It looked like the other team that kind of wore down as each of the two halves wore on.
Yeah, I thought our guys did a good job. I mean, I think we prepared. I think we're in shape. All those things that factor into those situations. We had a little bit of oxygen on the sideline if guys needed it. There was some fatigue a little bit from time to time, but guys would get on the sideline, take a breather. You saw us rotate our backs a little bit off big runs. We didn't really tempo into stuff a lot like we do, and that was strategic. We knew we had to keep those guys fresh. I mean, you can't sit there and wear a guy down. Because if you do that, they're going to be out for an extended amount of time throughout the game. So I thought we did a good job on rotations with our defensive front. And even with our offensive line, Coach Boykin did a good job rotating those guys in and out a little bit as well. So, it was a good strategic effort on our part, but dealing with the elements.
Well, let's bring in the quarterback, Will McElvain. 29-48 completions and attempts, 349 yardage, and 3 touchdowns. The completions, attempts, and yards, all career highs. And, Will, you go over 1,000 yards for the season. Congratulations on the win. It was a hard-fought victory for sure.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
So, we talked a little bit before the show, and, again, it was a tough deal down the stretch there. And I know you felt like you guys left a little bit on the field. Easily could have scored 50, really, in this one. I mean, you guys definitely missed a few opportunities and a couple of penalties that went against you guys. Didn't help things either. But how'd you feel as far as the way the offense operated, especially in the first half?
I feel like we came out hot. I think we just got to keep that throughout the game. And, especially in moments of adversity, continue to play hard and execute because that stuff is going to happen down the stretch, especially when you're playing better teams.
So you guys were getting really wide open guys in the first half. I mean, I think about Rod Barnes, and he was able to really shake loose early on. What were you seeing from the defense, and what was working for you guys to get dudes loose?
Yeah, I think they just did a good job running routes, and Coach Combs was doing a good job calling the right plays at the right time. It wasn't anything new that we did. It was plays that we had, and we were just executing very well.
How was the environment for you? I mean, did the elevation bother you? How was playing in the mountains? I mean, obviously there's some upside there from a scenery standpoint, but once the game begins, it's just football. Did it bother you at all?
Not me, just because I don't do as much running around as some of the other guys, so I can't say it's not real, but for me, it didn't affect me as much.
Were you anticipating defensively what you guys saw from them? I mean, were you expecting them to try to stop the run first? I mean, obviously you guys have really had a lot of success with that so far this year.
Yeah, for sure. I think, obviously coming into it, they were one of the statistically the best run-stopping defenses, and then knowing who we have, I think they were trying to take some pride in that, especially early on when they were getting a couple stops on some runs. You could tell they were pretty hyped up about it, and that's what they wanted to do. So we ended up, breaking some off, so I think, it was a good battle.
Tell me about the end of the game from your perspective. I mean, what was the pressure like for you guys? And obviously the defense had to make a couple of key plays late, but how did you guys feel going down the stretch there when they started catching up?
Yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking, but I just had faith in our defense, and they played well all day, and I felt like if we could make them have to go at least the length of the field, that they probably wouldn't get down there. And, there's so many playmakers on defense. One of those guys is going to make a play in a critical moment, and they did, so it was clutch. Okay, well, I want to talk about a couple of known quantities for this offense, and then a couple of, or at least one piece that was sort of new. And we've been waiting for Jordan Owens. He's a guy that just looks the part. And a guy that obviously started the season injured, hadn't had a chance to really integrate himself into the offense. Had a couple of key catches, and we heard the touchdown part of it, but obviously the one before that was fantastic as well. What have you seen from him and his growth, and what does he add to your offense, do you feel like, as a real pass-catching threat in the offense as a tight end? He's a great player. Whenever you have a tight end that can, not only block but run routes and get open, is definitely a benefit to you as a quarterback to, be able to drop it off. And obviously he's a big guy and he's a good athlete. So I think that, he just needs to continue to get comfortable with it, and, he can take it as far as he wants to. As a quarterback, how would you rate his throwing ability as a former high school quarterback? I've never really seen him in practice. I don't know. He's probably pretty smooth. I heard he's got a cannon. Yeah, he probably does. He's a big old dude. Yeah. So let's talk about your growth and literal growth. You put on some weight this year to year? Did you put on a few pounds or no? Maybe a little bit. Probably okay. Not. Well, the book has you listed a few pounds heavier, so I didn't know if you'd actually put on weight or if that was by design or not. You don't look a lot different. I just wasn't sure if you had or not.
He's bulked up a little bit.
Yeah? Okay. What about as far as your development? All I'm hearing from guys is leadership, comfort? I mean, how do you feel year to year? How much different is it for you this year versus last year?
Yeah, I think just coming back and already have done it for 1 year and being around the same coaches and the same receivers and kind of knowing already, what you have to change for the upcoming season to progress on things that you maybe lacked last year. So I think that was just kind of, my approach, and also just being, more comfortable with Coach Collins and knowing what he wants and him knowing what I like. And I think that's a big part of it.
How much do you change the play at the line?
Not often. Usually, I think we got to call well, and we just kind of roll with it. We go pretty fast. So,
did you guys ever get sideways after an audible or anything? We had Jim McMahon on the show today, and he was talking about how now obviously Coach Collins wasn't a tight end; he was a quarterback, so he has a good understanding. Jim McMahon was telling us today that Ditka would call plays, and he said sometimes it was like he was pulling them out of a hat, so he would get sideways with Ditka. You guys don't have that situation, but did you guys ever get sideways on a change call?
No.
Okay.
No.
You guys have a good rapport.
Maybe a read.
Yeah.
Okay.
A post snap deal.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me ask you about one other guy that is sort of rising this year that we were expecting to hear from, and we have quite a bit, is Miles Butler.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen as a quarterback from him? Obviously, you got a lot of trust in him too.
Yeah, for sure. He's one of the most hardworking guys on the team. Like, you'll catch him every day in practice, especially through fall camp in the indoor, catching balls on the jugs, not trying to be seen, just something that he does, and he takes it serious, and he loves it. And, obviously that makes me just have trust with him, and he wants to be great. So, I respect him as much as anybody on the team.
And then a couple of guys you did know, we all knew about, which was Gerard, who was one of your leading receivers last year, and Kylan James, who was the other leading receiver last year. First from Gerard, obviously he had a really good game the other night, got loose quite a bit. What do you like about the way he plays? And obviously you've been able to find him quite a bit this year.
Yeah, he's just a good player. He runs good routes. He's an older dude, so he understands football. And I think, we have so many weapons. For me, it's just about running the play the right way and getting the ball out of my hands and into those guys' hands.
Yeah, they put a lot more on you this week. I mean, it's been, a little bit more of a run-oriented game, and obviously this week you throw it almost 50 times, so a little bit different deal. Let's talk about Kylan. I don't think had a carry the other night, but you threw it to him 9 catches the other night, a couple of touchdowns, so huge impact for him.
For sure.
Coach, you were talking about guys that can fly. I mean, Kylan has shown another gear, and he was already fast. So what do you like about what he does? And obviously he brings some versatility. You guys can do a lot of different things with him.
Yeah, he's probably the most versatile player that I've been around. He just wants to win. He comes out the same player every single week. He plays hard. He's super smart. I think he kind of gets, how many things that he has to do and know, and he's on point with it, kind of goes unnoticed. So he's a great player.
And then this week I want to ask you about the Red Hawks. You guys obviously know them well. That was a game, I think, last year that most people felt like got away from you guys and shouldn't have. It was an interesting game, but they were a really good team last year. Another, really good product this year, although their record doesn't indicate that. They've obviously been very close on some losses this year. What's your expectation on the game? And then also, is this one you kind of had circled? Because a few guys told me they did.
Yeah, for sure. I would say so. I think, you got to treat every game the same, but obviously we know walking into it, this is a really good team. Obviously the record doesn't show it, but they played some good teams and they've lost some close games. So we know on Saturday, we've got to play well and play clean to come out on top.
You feel pretty good, you said? A little bit sore, but not bad? Nothing too serious?
No, not bad. I'm good.
All right, very good. Good luck this week.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's always all right, isn't he? Thanks, Will.
Thank you.
All right, that's Will McElvain, quarterback here at Central Arkansas. And there you go. Yeah, give it up for Will. Over 1,000 yards passing now, Coach. We were talking about his numbers, and 65%. 10 touchdowns, just 2 picks this year, and 5-1. I think most quarterbacks would be pretty thrilled with that.
Yeah, and I think what we've seen Will do this year so well is just be not only is he can make every throw and he's managed his game like a pro, but he's coming to the sideline. He's telling us what he's seeing. And he probably did that last year and all that, but he understands. What Coach Collins is looking for, what my expectations are. I mean, he comes to the sideline and he's giving us his feedback, and that's where you get a great quarterback when that starts happening.
We're about to hit a break here in just a minute, but before we do, we'll hit on a couple of other things offensively. We're going to talk to TaMuarion Wilson on the other side, the safety from Bryant. Let me finish up on the offensive side of things, Coach. 6th in the FCS now in total offense, 477 yards a game, and I don't think they even count in the numbers from the Texas College game. But, again, you got to be happy with the way things are clicking. And, we talked about giving them kind of the Mustang look last week and giving them something extra to prepare for. But you guys obviously showed a very elite passing game this last week, something you really hadn't unleashed until this last game.
Well, when I say we run a multiple offense, that means you do what it takes to win. And so this week it took Will throwing it almost 50 times to win. And so, that's the important thing on offense. You can't be one-dimensional. You can't be – people always go, well, you got to run a balanced attack. You got to be balanced. You got to be balanced to win a championship. Balance doesn't necessarily mean you're 50-50. I mean, that to me, balance means You've got the pedigree, you got the people, you got the personnel to go do what it takes to win. And on Saturday, it took Will having a great night when the run game was sputtering just a little bit.
Well, you guys have been almost 50-50 on the air when you look at the numbers. 159 passes, 1144 in total yardage through the air, 177 runs, 1239 on the ground. So that's a pretty good balance, I would say.
That's hard to prepare for.
Yeah, 14 touchdowns rushing, 11 passing, and as we mentioned, just two interceptions rather. So some good things happening all the way around on both sides of the ball. We're going to talk to one of the defensive leaders for this team, TaMuarion Wilson. After the break, stay with us. The Nathan Brown Show continues after this, live from Walk-Ons in Conway on Buzz 2 106.7.
It's game time at Fairfield Inn & Suites in Conway, located just 3 miles from the University of Central Arkansas campus, and they are ready to play ball. Start your day with their award-winning free hot breakfast, and then after a day of fun and excitement, end your day relaxing by their indoor pool and jacuzzi. All this for the UCA rate of $89 plus tax. You can make your reservation online, Marriott.com/LITCW, or call the hotel direct, 501-505-8034.
Moix ETC in Conway introduces Spartan Mowers, the strongest lineup in the mowing industry. With the SRT, RT, RZ, and KG series, they have the perfect mower to fit any yard, any size, anytime. From compact to commercial, 42 to 72-inch deck sizes, with power all the way up to 38.5 horses, you just won't find a better mower anywhere. Spartan Mowers are assembled in the USA, forged with 7-gauge steel to bring you the strongest lineup in America. Check out the new Spartan Mowers at Moix ETC. Get yours today.
Walk-Ons, Sports Bistreaux, the place to be every Wednesday night for college night from 5 p.m. till close. Guests with a valid college ID will enjoy half-off drinks and $5 classic burgers at Walk-Ons, Sports Bistreaux, 955 Amity Road in Conway. Everyone needs a little playing time. Walk-On Sports Bistreaux, game day with a taste of Louisiana.
These paws were made for walking. Join us at Care for Animals Paws on the Runway, a celebration of fashion and fur. Thursday, October 5th at Rusty Tractor Vineyards from 6 to 9 p.m. will feature a runway show and virtual auction that will have tails wagging. Since 1998, Care has rescued more than 4,500 dogs and cats from kill shelters in Arkansas. That's a lot of unconditional love. Purchase tickets today at careforanimals.org.
Arkansas Medical Staffing is celebrating 15 years of taking great care of Arkansas. They vowed to never send their nurses out of this great state so that their nursing team can be at home to do the things that matter most to them. And now they are increasing that nursing team. RNs, LPNs, and CNAs, full-time, part-time, or PRN assignments are available. They work off your availability. Arkansas needs you, and Arkansas Medical Staffing needs you. Come join our incredible team at arkansasmedicalstaffing.com.
You're listening to the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-On's Sports Bistreaux in Conway, where everything is made from scratch, bringing Cajun cuisine to life. Now, back to Coach Brown and Justin on the Buzz Radio Network.
Ball up for grabs, and it is intercepted at midfield. Miller with a poor choice, throwing one up for grabs, and it was, T-Bird. TaMuarion Wilson going up for it. That's the easiest pick of his career.
That may be an exaggeration. Welcome back to Walk-Ons here in Conway. I don't know, we'll ask him. Appreciate you being with us tonight. And TaMuarion Wilson getting the interception the other night. So, T-Bird, how would you rate that as far as all the interceptions you've had? Was that one of the easier ones?
I guess. I mean, I read the route because tight end stemmed me in and went out. So I played the out, and he just threw it up. I went up with one hand. I wasn't trying to, but I mean, I came down with it. So.
You sure did. That was good. Yeah, I'm not trying to take anything away from you. I thought it was a very impressive play, but he was under pressure a lot. Obviously, he was not very comfortable most of the night. He made a couple of really good throws against pretty good coverage, I thought, late in the game for them to score and get back into it. But most of the night, you guys were laying the wood to him. You create negative plays. We talked about you guys in the defense under Coach Stewart and the safeties playing closer to the line. How has it been for you this year as far as that goes? I mean, being able to be aggressive, you like that?
I mean, we just playing fast, and when you playing fast, good things happen. So,
well, certainly a lot of good things happened the other night. When you guys are creating negative plays and you got them kind of on their heels, how's that feel? I mean, you guys were in control for most of the night.
I mean, the D-line controlled the game most of the game. Like you got Logan Jessup, David Walker, you got Bradley Clark, and those guys playing great. All of our defensive line is playing great right now. So
yeah. You guys also had a couple of chances to get off the field, and it looked like you had. Then you also, we thought, had another interception. When you got calls that are not going your way and some that are pretty tight, I want to ask you to criticize the officials. We'll do that. But how frustrating is that? Are you guys able to just kind of push it away and keep playing?
I mean, you have to. It's part of football, so you just got to keep playing. When you're playing defense, you go get calls like that. You go get, like I try to tell Andrew, TD, all the corners. Just play. You got to make them make a call.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'd a lot rather than be aggressive,
yeah.
in situations like that. And look, you get a PI, it's effort. And TD's was obviously ticky-tack in my opinion. Andrew had one down the field that, give or take, half the time it's called, half the time it's not, and is what it is. I think that's the right approach that T-Bird and the guys take back there.
How did the environment affect you with the weather, the altitude? Any of that an issue for you at all?
The altitude was, I feel like I came out with sideline a couple times. I couldn't breathe, but I mean, I stayed playing because I know the type of game we was playing. So
yeah, did you hit the oxygen a little bit?
A little bit.
Did that help?
No, not really.
Okay.
Psychological thing, huh?
Yeah.
So obviously, defense, especially, not that offense isn't, but defense especially is very much about your attitude and sort of your, I guess, your excitement level. How do you felt like you guys handled it in the weather break?
We was in there turning up. We was in turning up. We was in going to the locker room.
Yeah.
Before the fourth quarter, and I mean, we all came out slow, which I mean, it's what you kind of expect with the weather delay of probably about 45 minutes or so.
Right.
And defense had to step up with the last drive, and that's what you want in a great defense. If you want to win ball games, your defense got to win a game.
Yeah. What'd you see on the 2-point conversion play?
So 4x1, we knew that it equals sprint out. So the quarterback brought in number 8. They was trying to get number 8 the ball. He brought him in. He was at number 1 receiver. He came to 2, and he just ran the out route, 5-yard out. It wasn't open, so he held the ball, and he got pressure, and so he just had to throw the ball. So,
yeah.
And James made a good play.
And then what about on the 4th down play?
So they ran that play previously, and we ran a good coverage to it, and he was trying to get the running back the ball, and I was playing the flats, and I wanted him to throw that one, and I was going to kick that one too right there. I was going to seal the game right there.
It seemed like, Coach, they rolled him a lot, and it seemed like when they rolled him, things didn't go particularly well. It seemed like he threw it a lot better from the pocket.
No, but I'm just sitting here like, isn't it neat hearing the perspective? Remember the detail of both of those plays. It's pretty cool. And I think what goes unnoticed a little bit too is, you aren't hearing the headset, but Coach Stacks, you get a 2-point conversion play, and most of the time in coverage, we're working for man beaters, and that's exactly what they were doing. They were thinking man beaters, but Coach Stacks said, no, we're going to zone them. I don't think they're going to be ready for a zone. So we just in and out and played a zone coverage down there tight, and it kind of threw the quarterback off. But yeah, I think they felt like, and we're going to see this more and more with our pass rush. You've got to move the pocket. You've got to move the pocket. But that's to our advantage. That means that half the field's taken away. So as long as D-Walk, Jessup, and Golday and them boys keep getting to the quarterback, you're going to see different type protections. You're going to see them move the plane to the quarterback. So T-Bird and the guys got to get ready for that.
Did you get a good look at the play? And we haven't talked about this yet. The one where the quarterback's getting hit and tackled, throws one up for grabs, and it lands in his receiver's hands, and the defender, I guess, takes kind of an awkward angle because the ball hung in the air forever, and he's able to score on it. I mean, we're all like, really? Is this the way it's going to be? Did you get a good look at that play?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fluke play. I mean, it's part of the game. I got to get the tackle. I got to make the tackle to make him play another down.
Did you feel like maybe you guys were cursed a little bit? I mean, it seemed like there was just a lot of weird things going against you guys.
I don't know. It's part of football.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
There's some weird things in those mountains.
Man, There's no doubt. I mean, and road games are always a little bit tricky, right? I mean, that's just to be expected. All right, let's talk about this. You and I talked before the season, and we talked about certain things. And you said, I got a couple of games circled, and I think you mentioned like 5 teams. So this is one of them, right? SEMO's a game. You guys felt like you let get away from me last year. And that's a really good team. You got an All-American running back. You got a really, really good quarterback who's been very effective this year. But this is a game you guys definitely were looking forward to, right?
Yes, sir. I feel like we were supposed to win that game. And before halftime, they had scored the kickoff return. We were supposed to sky kick it. But number 14 got it. Field returned it. I mean, I feel like that's when the game kind of got away.
Yeah.
When you're going into halftime, they got the momentum. They get the ball back coming out of halftime. It's just when then defense didn't get a stop. I think they went down and scored that play too, that drive. And I feel like that's 14 points win right there. So.
Right. Well, there's a lot on the line for you guys, obviously, to stay sort of on track, I guess, and you obviously don't want to take another loss here, and especially on the strikes. How do you feel about being home for the month of October? It's a little weird, huh?
I actually liked it.
Yeah,
I was tired of the plane rides, and we had 2 of them in the past 3 weeks, I guess.
Right.
And the Utah one is bad conduct, but it was. I mean.
A little bumpy, you didn't like that?
Yeah.
I didn't like it either. I can be honest with you. I didn't feel too great, but I wasn't going to make a big deal about it. Not to mention we landed a little bit after 5 o'clock in the morning. So what'd you do Sunday?
Trying to recover. I'm still recovering right now.
Yeah, it's tiring, man. I mean, I can't imagine for you guys playing a whole football game and then landing, you guys didn't get in your beds until after 6, I assume, right?
Yeah.
So what time did you get up Sunday?
I ain't get up late. It was around like 11, 12 maybe.
Wow. Okay, you didn't sleep a whole lot then.
Yeah, I don't really try to get too much sleep. I try to be productive with my days.
Yeah. So I know you're a big film study guy. Mm-hmm. Have you had a chance to watch the Red Hawks yet?
I watched today a little bit. I ain't really broke it down. I'll break it down probably tomorrow to see what they do in 2x2, 3x1s. That's what most of the times. Their favorite formation is trip, sling, split. So I'll break that down and see what they do with trip, sling, split.
Gotcha. Well, good luck this week.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate the time.
Yep.
All right, that is T-Bird. TaMuarion Wilson from Bryan, Arkansas. Good stuff there. And a big one, Coach. Got a star quarterback, star running back, and a big-time receiver who we've seen at 2 different schools over the years in Demarie Vick. So we'll talk about all that coming up. 7:35, we're here at Walk-Ons in Conway. The show sounds good, I hope, but it tastes a lot better if you come here to Walk-Ons and join us in person. So if you didn't make it tonight, hopefully you can make it next week or one of the shows down the road here. We'll take a break, come back in a moment. You're listening to the Nathan Brown Show on Buzz 2, 106.7. Don't forget we're live on YouTube, my YouTube and my Twitter, and also the UCA Athletics YouTube page. If you want to go there and watch the show. We need to start showing the food off, I guess, a little bit during the show maybe. I ate on mine too quick. Shrimp and grits. How do you do?
La Quinta Inn and Suites in Conway at
2.5 on the break, boss.
2.5 in Conway are proud to support our UCA Bears. La Quinta Inn and Suites, here to serve you with 67 rooms, free bright side breakfast, free high-speed internet access, free wireless high-speed internet access, pillow top beds, indoor swimming pool and fitness center. Call 501-328-5100. That's 328-5100. Or find them online at laquintaconway.com. Go Bears!
Moix ETC in Conway introduces Spartan Mowers, the strongest lineup in the mowing industry. With the SRT, RT, RZ, and KG series, they have the perfect mower to fit any yard, any size, anytime. From compact to commercial, 42 to 72-inch deck sizes, with power all the way up to 38.5 horses, you just won't find a better mower anywhere. Spartan Mowers are assembled in the USA, forged with 7-gauge steel to bring you the strongest lineup in America. Check out the new Spartan Mowers at Moix ETC. Get yours today.
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Listen for NFL Hall of Fame referee Walt Coleman Wednesdays during Morning Mayhem, presented by Sigma Supply Packaging Products. Schedule a free waste audit analysis with Sigma Supply's sales manager, David Breitenberg, and see if automation is a solution to your production line issues. Online at sigmasupply.com. If you're not using Sigma Supply, you got low-grade product, man.
For 100 years, Arkansas State Parks have offered endless outdoor adventures and treasured places to connect with nature, family, and friends. Whatever kind of outdoor fun you're into, you can find it at 52 parks around the state. Enjoy world-class mountain biking trails, scenic hikes, year-round fishing on sparkling lakes, and much more. It's time to get outside and celebrate a century. Find your next adventure today at ArkansasStateParks.com. Brought to you by this station and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Tune into Morning Mayhem every Monday as Wally Hall tells it like it is. Presented by Capital Smokehouse and Grill, Little Rock's favorite go-to lunch spot.
Go Purple, go Gray, go UCA. You're listening to the Nathan Brown Show on the Buzz Radio Network, coming to you live from Walk-On Sports Bistreaux in Conway. A great place to take the family or catch the game. Now, back to Coach Brown and Justin.
And in motion is James. And now they'll motion it back to the right side. They're going to throw it outside to him. Caught it on the run. 15-10. 5. Touchdown, Kylan James. Touchdown, Central Arkansas.
Kylan James had himself a night on Saturday out in Utah. Had a lot of fun taking on the Thunderbirds. And welcome back here to the Nathan Brown Show. Good to be here at Walk-Ons always. And great to be here tonight. And always fun after a win, Coach. This show is so much more fun after victories. And luckily, most of the time we do this, it is after a win. So real quick thoughts on Southeast Missouri State, and we will get to the beef report coming up in a minute. But the overview, we kind of gave it going into the break. They got a really, really good quarterback, got a really, really good running back, and a really, really good receiver, and a pretty good defense, and obviously coming off a really good season.
Yeah, they're talented. I mean, look, they were picked to win the OVC conference. I think they're 1-0 already in the conference. It starts and ends with their quarterback. I mean, he's a really good player. He was a sophomore All-American last year. He's a big kid, 6'4", 220. Good arm, gets the ball to his playmakers, but what makes him so special is he's great at extending plays. Doesn't take a lot of sacks, can get them out of a mess on offense. And then you look at Geno Hess. I mean, he's their all-time leading rusher. I joked today in a Bearbackers luncheon. Feel like he's in year 8.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been there a long time, and I think he's already gone over 4,000 yards for his career, so you know what his ability is. A very similar style to Darius and Kylan, a big, thick back. We're going to have to wrap him up. We're going to have to gang tackle him. We're going to have to get him on the ground because he's talented. He hadn't really got going yet this year, just statistically, which is kind of concerning because they might come in and try to establish that. But look, their offense is very, very talented, very explosive. And then on defense, they run an odd front. They'll jump into some bear formation stuff on defense. They're gonna come downhill and tackle, and that's what they did last year. They did a good job getting us on the ground. We've got to make some guys miss, and I think last week was a good prep for us, just playing a really, really solid, sound tackling team. But look, this is a good group. They're coached well. Schematically, they're tough to prepare for. But look, we're fortunate to get them on the stripes and play at a home game.
Yeah, 4,365 yards for Hess.
Impressive.
It's obscene, is what it is. And then let's talk about Vic a little bit, Coach. Very special receiver,
Yes.
about 100 yards a game, and started out at Missouri State. You guys saw him up there, and then he transfers to SEMO and has had a lot of success there as well. And a guy that you guys will have to account for, I would think, on every snap.
Very talented, big physical receiver. Makes a lot of contested catches. Good one-on-one player. They're going to give him a lot of shots. Their other leading receiver from last year, number 1. He's been out the last couple of weeks with a hand injury or a wrist injury. We're fully expecting him to play.
Flournoy?
Yeah, Flournoy. He's a good player. He's one that hurt us a little bit last year at times. But he's dealing with an injury, so we'll see how he handles it or if he plays. But yeah, we're fully expecting them to be at full strength, and obviously their O-line does a good job giving their quarterback protection, and those receivers can make some plays.
Vic coming off a career high, 135 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns against Eastern Kentucky. That was a wild game, Coach, and they obviously are coming off a bye, but going back 2 weeks, that was a wild game that Eastern Kentucky pulled out, and I guess probably good for the conference, but certainly doesn't diminish how good this team is.
I'm still trying to figure out how they won it, and I've watched that tape several times, and they've lost 2 really close games to top 25 teams. I mean, EKU's been in and out of the top 25 this year. Obviously, we know how talented EKU is. EKU got the win at home with a last-second field goal as time expired. And really, the number 6 team in the country, Southern Illinois, they were up on them by, I think, 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And so Southern Illinois chopped away and They threw for a lot of yards and had a big night offensively, but turned the ball over 4 times, and SEMO took advantage of it. So they played a battle-tested schedule. Their other loss was to Kansas State. We obviously have a history with Kansas State, know how good that program is.
Yeah.
Look, they're just like Southern Utah was. I mean, battle-tested. I mean, any FCS program at this point, most of us have played a money game or two. And then you tend to play a challenging FCS non-conference schedule, and that's exactly what SEMO's done.
Yeah, no question. They're going to be a tough out, I would think, here. At 4:00 kick again on Saturday on the Stripes. It's always going to be back home, and we were just talking to T-Bird, and it was a tough trip home. I mean, you get home after. I think that's the latest I've ever gotten back after a game. We did get back Sunday morning. It was almost time to basically read the paper and have some coffee, but I'm sure most of the folks at least take a little nap. But does that take any toll on your team, or these guys rest up and okay the next day or two?
Yeah, it's going to take a toll on you. I mean, it's like losing a day. I mean, it's like having a short week when you get back that late, right? I mean, so Sunday is a little different. I gave our guys we got in for treatment and got in with Dave Strickland and his staff and tried to get as healthy as we could and had a team meeting, cleaned up the film Sunday night, and we went out and got some stretching and some conditioning in with our guys. Usually we'll get a 10, 15, 11 period practice, which go a little under an hour on Sunday evenings. We didn't practice just because I felt like I needed to let our guys' bodies rest. But we got out, moved around, got a sweat. But tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be on a normal schedule. Nothing these guys aren't used to. I mean, you go play EKU at 6 p.m. on a bus ride, or Kennesaw at late on a bus ride in the past, or someone like that. You're still getting in at that time. So our guys are conditioned for that. They're resilient. They're 18 to 22 years old. They're only young once. They'll be fine.
That's unfortunate. I'd love to be young again. Let me talk about third downs. You guys were particularly good on third down the other night. You were pretty good on everything defensively against Southern Utah, but 2 of 14, I think that's probably the best number just about for the year.
Yeah, that's good.
31% for the year. I mean, you feel pretty good about that?
Well, it's huge. I mean, look, we've in some of the third downs we've given up have been third and longs. I mean, you think about the Oklahoma State week, and we gave up 2 or 3 third and 10 plus, situations. So we've continued to get better. I think we're getting creative with our third down packages. Again, aggressive attacking style defense. Don't be afraid to man guys up. We've been able to do that. Our back end has held up with that. And really, getting the quarterback to move in the pocket, get him off his mark or get him on the ground. That's what's going to help as we continue to play third downs.
You guys are 2-0 now in conference, Coach. Nobody else is. Everybody's 1-0 or worse. You guys, I don't use the term control your own destiny, but obviously you can't be better than undefeated in conference play. Feel pretty good about it. This is a non-con game. Any different thought process going into this one?
No, I mean, you got to take it 1 week at a time. I mean, this is a big game as far as the big picture. If you want to look at the big picture of things, we accomplished what we needed to in September. Obviously, you'd like to win one of those 2 games we lost, either Oklahoma State or North Dakota State. Obviously, very tough road games to go win in. But we handled our business at home. We were 2-0 at home, and we stole 1 on the road. So now you're sitting at 3-2, and you won the 2 that matter, the 2 conference games you won. So you're feeling really good about your September. And that's what's been our bug the last 2 years, really. If you look at 22 and 21, our September started really slow. And so we had to play catch-up the rest of the year. So now we put ourselves in a position to be on the top of the mountain. We've put ourselves in a position to have, for lack of a better term, a little wiggle room. We've got to make sure we handle SEMO. If we handle SEMO, this is the game right here that you go from 2 games to 3 games on, and that's a roll. That's not a win streak. That's a roll. Now you get to 3. Now you can start feeling good about yourself, getting on a roll, putting yourself in a position as far as national polls go, national attention, which all that matters at the FCS level. That's a big deal. It's not like we got to get to 6 games to get to bowl eligible. There's 24 teams that get a chance to play in the playoffs. And so everything matters. It's not like we're sitting here scratching a claw to get bowl eligible. That's not how this works at our level. We got to find a way to win every week because that's going to put us in a position in mid-November to get a call whenever playoff selection comes.
Okay, we're going to take the break. I got a couple other questions about Southeast Missouri. 2-minute drill, beef report coming up in our final segment as well. So we got quite a bit to get to in our final 10 minutes or so. Stick around. We'll be right back and wrap things up here from Walk-Ons in Conway. It's the Nathan Brown Show on Buzz 21067.
It's game time at Fairfield Inn and Suites in Conway, located just 3 miles from the University of Central Arkansas campus, and they are ready to play ball. Start your day with their award-winning free hot breakfast, and then after a day of fun and excitement, end your day relaxing by their indoor pool and jacuzzi. All this with a UCA rate of $89 plus tax. You can make your reservation online, Marriott.com/LITCW, or call the hotel direct, 501-505-8034.
HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship, warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics. Walk-Ons starts every dish from scratch and only uses fresh ingredients to bring their mouth-watering Cajun cuisine to life. Whether you're there for dinner with the family, date night, cocktails with the girls, or to watch the UCA Bears on the big screen, Walk-Ons is always happy to share their Louisiana culture with you. Walk-Ons, game day with a taste of Louisiana.
1 minute left, boss. 1 minute.
These paws were made for walking. Join us at Care for Animals Paws on the Runway, a celebration of fashion and fur. Thursday, October 5th at Rusty Tractor Vineyards from 6 to 9 p.m. will feature a runway show and virtual auction that will have tails wagging. Since 1998, Care has rescued more than 4,500 dogs and cats from kill shelters in Arkansas. That's a lot of unconditional love. Purchase tickets today at careforanimals.org.
Hey folks, Trey Johnson here with HJ Trailer Sales in Hot Springs. And I want to thank all our customers for making HJ Trailer Sales the #1 trailer and truck bed dealer in the state of Arkansas. With fall almost here and everyone heading to the woods, I want to let you know that we're here to keep your trailers on the road with a great repair shop. So come see us at HJ Trailer Sales, where we make you the priority and where you will also find that we keep our word. We're family owned and operated. Check us out at hjtrailersales.com or on Facebook.
We're talking Bear football tonight on the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-On Sports Bistreaux in Conway and broadcasting live from their location at 955 South Amity Road.
This one, a 21-yard chip shot from the left hash. Snap is back, hold is good, pressure on, kick is hammered through, and it is good. So the Bears do, in fact, extend the lead 29-14 with 10:28 remaining and a timeout on the field.
3 out of 4 for Jake Gaster as part of a 29-27 win, Coach. And, you know, they say every point counts. Well, it certainly did the other night. Unfortunately, missed one, clanged it off the upright. But 3 out of 4 was certainly important. And he is a guy that is, I got to think, kicking with a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah, and I think, considering the elements, you take 3 out of 4 any day of the week. I mean, and those people that weren't there don't understand it, or even if you weren't even sitting on the sideline, understand. I mean, that was a stiff wind, and I think people think, well, he's got the wind, it's easy. Well, man, that wind throws everything off. It throws off your trajectory, throws off your timing. It doesn't matter if it's behind you or in your face. What I was pleased was he knocked one in, with the wind straight in his face. He knocked 2 in with the wind behind his back. So Jake's a weapon. He's consistent, man. And we just, he obviously mishit one and it hit off the upright, which that's unfortunate. But man, if we didn't have him the other night, he counted for 11 points. We lose the ball game.
No doubt. What happened on the PAT?
It was a situation where it was obviously the elements. It was windy. It was the ball was wet. I think the snap was a little low, and we just kind of didn't get it. He kind of had to kick the laces a little bit, and it threw his timing off. So a little unfortunate, but again, we'll get it corrected.
I mean, typical media guy, right? You're like, the extra point. You mean all the ones he made, or just the one that he missed? Because he made a whole bunch of them too. I mean, is that okay?
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Good job, Jake. It's good. I mean, a lot more good than any kind of negativity out of that. I will say this too. Let's talk about kickoff strategy real quick on both sides.
Tough.
So I want to ask about your strategy, and then also, obviously, I don't think it's been lost on anybody that you got some dangerous return dudes.
Yeah.
They're not giving Gerard much of a shot. And on kickoff, they're not giving Christian or Shunderick much of a look either when he was in there.
I think that's one of the most frustrating things right now is we know what our return game has the potential to be, and we just hadn't had the chance. We played 5 games, and really other than North Dakota State, we haven't had a shot, and specifically Gerard on punt returns. I mean, he's either getting, rugby style rolling kicks. Obviously the other night Elements, had a little bit to do with that, but we hadn't had him get an opportunity to really catch one clean and go make a play, and it'll come. I know it's going to come, and when he gets his chance, I know he's just biting at his teeth to get that opportunity. And obviously the other night, my strategy was, look, we're going to test them early. We kicked it deep. We kept them inside the 25, I think, twice. We skied a couple times as well, which that was strategic as well. And then when we had the win, we obviously kicked it to the back of the end zone, and that was big. But man, the unfortunate thing was in the fourth quarter I had no wind, and that sucks.
Yes, that was a bummer. Probably would have maybe done that a little bit different.
And I think that's unnoticed. I mean, we played 3 quarters with those elements, and we were wind in our face for 2 of those 3 because I took the win for the fourth quarter, thinking, man, if we need a big kick or we need, they're going to have to punt into that wind, and then we take that hour delay, and it's like dead calm.
Yeah, that was
perfect night, perfect Utah night at that point.
It was a weird deal. If you're watching on YouTube tonight, I want to point out that Coach and I are on one camera, and our food model, young Mr. Brown, is checking out all the waffle fries. They're obviously pretty good. And you can see our players on that camera as well. But I think Luke would give a thumbs up to the waffle fries. Pretty good. All right. And doesn't hate the burger. Looks like, from what I hear, he may be following in Dad's footsteps a little bit at playing under center, huh?
I think he's getting his first start at quarterback tomorrow.
That's exciting.
We'll see what happens.
Well, Did you start as a running back?
Me?
Yeah.
Because
he's been a running back at this point.
Yeah, running back, receiver, kind of wherever the ball's going. He does a good job with that.
He's your Kylan James.
I think I started out. I did start at quarterback on offense, and then I like playing defense. I was a linebacker in 7th grade. I didn't start till 7th grade, so he's ahead of me.
I thought you were gonna tell me you're a really slow corner.
Oh, I'm definitely that. Hey, but I'll have some ball skills now.
I bet. I believe it. All right, let's do our quick beef report brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Obviously, Luke is sampling some beef here tonight at Walk-On's. Perfect timing, Luke. Good work. Redbirds 1-3, but again, don't get it twisted. This is a really, really talented team. For those who watched this game last year, it was one of the more frustrating ball games. They're coming off a loss to EKU, 41-38. Like you said, they got outscored 17-7 in the fourth. They got outgained by about 100 yards, but they rolled up over 400 yards of offense, and their quarterback had a huge day, 31-43, 358, 3 touchdowns in a loss, mind you. Yeah. And Vic had a career day too, so plenty to be concerned about. And this is a guy who's averaging 9 catches a game and almost 100 yards a game. He's got 4 touchdowns in the season. Do you do anything specific to him to try to take him out of it?
Well, I think you can. I mean, but look, they're a good enough team, and they've got a ton of talent other than just him. And so, to me, it's about getting the quarterback down. If we get our hands on this kid, we have got to get him down. We didn't do a good job of that last year. He extended too many plays, and that's tough. I mean, look, the Southern Utah's quarterback wasn't quite as mobile as this kid's going to be. This kid's a big, physical young man. And look, if we can make him one-dimensional, in other words, let's stop Geno Hess like we've done the last 2 weeks with the teams we played, it's going to make it more difficult on the quarterback. You put him in a 3rd and long situation where you can pin your ears back, put your 3rd down packages in, then we'll have a better chance. So 1st and 2nd down is going to be key for our defense on Saturday evening.
Somebody's having a birthday here, having some fun. Let's get to our 2-minute drill. We're running tight on time. So, Coach, this is a legit 2-minute drill. We got to hustle.
Let's go.
What do you do after a big win? How do you celebrate a big victory?
Man, I go straight home. I eat a Papa John's pizza and watch whatever game's on.
I like it. How about after a tough loss?
I sulk for a minute at the stadium in my office, and then once I get out of the office, I'll try to leave it there.
Tell me you go home and eat a Papa John's pizza and I watch whatever game is on.
I usually don't eat. I'm not a stress eater, so I usually don't eat till the Sunday night after. So
okay, so if you win, you want to eat, and if you lose, you don't.
Absolutely,
really.
I'm weird like that.
Okay, well, I do the same thing after both too, but it's not eat a Papa John's pizza. What would you say is the most overrated sports movie? Is there a sports movie most people like that you're like, I could do without it?
Man, I think my favorite sports movie of all time is Rudy.
Okay.
And I think the most overrated one, don't get mad at me, Remember the Titans.
You do?
I do. It's overplayed.
It's not played enough in my book. What do I know? Okay, let me ask you this then in that same vein.
It's a good movie, though.
It is a great one.
It's good.
What fictional character would you start at quarterback if you're in a pinch? All your quarterbacks are ill. They all got COVIDed out.
Yeah.
You got to
let me think for a second.
You got Sunshine. I'm going to give you options.
Okay.
Sunshine, Uncle Rico, Johnny Utah, Flash Gordon, Paul Blake, who was Scott Bakula in Necessary Roughness, came in as an old guy. I know you like old quarterbacks. Or what about Willie Beeman from Any Given Sunday?
Man, Willie Beeman, it's hard to beat him.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, I like Sunshine, though.
I figure you go with the old guy.
I mean,
like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean.
Paul Blake, the experienced guy, is like 40.
Yeah, I guess.
No? Okay. That's it. Look at that. You got it done in a quick hurry there.
Yeah.
Man, remember the Titans. That's going to be tough to swallow.
I know.
Wow.
That's like talking about a dead dog or something.
Jeez. Okay. It all evens out, doesn't it? That was your bad this time. All right, let's get ready here. 4 o'clock again, 3 o'clock pregame. I think everybody knows what the situation is. It's a really great team. And, again, that's not me blowing smoke at 1-3. Look at what they've done, who they played, and look at what happened last year. Again, this is an incredibly talented team, and they're playing for their season.
It's a big game, man. Saturday's a huge game for us. It's a huge game for our season. It's a huge game for our opportunity for our program to play an out-of-conference game against a really talented program.
Well, all I know is I heard if you win, Luke gets to eat pizza after the game. So that sounds like a good thing to me. Let's get a victory.
No doubt.
All right, we can come up here and we'll eat some more waffle fries. It'll be fun, too. Thanks to our friends here at Walk-Ons. Coach, great job. Thanks to the guys. Good luck this week, fellas. And appreciate you tuning in tonight. We'll join you next week. Recap it on the Nathan Brown Show next Monday here from Walk-Ons. And join us over on the Stripes on Saturday. Support those Bears against the Red Hawks of Southeast Missouri.
Red Hawks.
There you go. We always know who our opposing mascot is. We'll join you next week. Good night, everybody.
The Nathan Brown Show has been presented live from Walk-On Sports Bistreaux in Conway and brought to you in part by Moix RV, Fairfield Inn & Suites, HD Roofing and Construction, Highland Dairy, and La Quinta Inn & Suites Conway.